Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The Diagnostic Trouble Code DTC P2422 refers to a specific issue within the evaporative emission control system, indicating that the EVAP canister vent shut valve is stuck in a closed position. This malfunction can hinder the proper functioning of the vehicle's evaporative system, which is responsible for preventing fuel vapors from escaping into the atmosphere. The EVAP system utilizes various components, including the vent shut valve, FTP, fuel tank pressure sensor, and associated hoses. In this scenario, the vent valve's closure can potentially lead to increased pressure within the fuel tank and can cause the vehicle's emission system to operate inefficiently. The EVAP vent shut valve is generally located near the EVAP canister, typically situated under the vehicle, near the rear area of the fuel tank. Addressing this issue promptly is critical for maintaining emission standards and ensuring that the vehicle operates efficiently. The error associated with DTC P2422 occurs when the EVAP canister vent shut valve fails to open, resulting in inadequate venting of fuel vapors. This component is pivotal in enabling the normal operation of the EVAP system, which captures fuel vapors from the tank and directs them back into the engine to be burned rather than released into the atmosphere. The FTP sensor plays a critical role by detecting any changes in fuel tank pressure, hence ensuring the evaporation phenomenon functions as intended. The EVAP canister is typically located under the vehicle, close to the fuel tank, while the FTP sensor is mounted on the canister itself. Knowing the precise location of these components is essential when investigating DTC P2422 and performing accurate troubleshooting. There are several outlined causes contributing to the P2422 error code. First, a faulty EVAP vent shut valve may become mechanically jammed or electrically inoperative, preventing it from functioning correctly. Such a failure can lead to indications that the valve is stuck closed. Second, clogged vent hoses may disrupt airflow and pressure readings essential for proper EVAP system operation. Over time, debris or environmental contaminants can block these pathways. Third, the FTP sensor can also malfunction, providing inaccurate feedback to the vehicle's engine control unit, ECU, and complicating the situation further. Understanding these potential failures is crucial for a successful diagnostic strategy. When dealing with DTC P2422, several symptoms may present themselves, alerting the driver to potential issues within the EVAP system. A primary indicator is the illumination of the check engine light, signaling that a fault has been detected within the emission-related components. Drivers may also experience increased fuel consumption, as the vehicle becomes less efficient at utilizing vaporized fuel. Poor engine performance may become evident, manifesting as rough idling or a drop in overall power during acceleration. Recognizing these symptoms early allows for timely diagnostic investigation, potentially saving on costly repairs later. The first troubleshooting step for addressing DTC P2422 requires the technician to turn the ignition switch to the on position while ensuring the vehicle is in the appropriate mode for diagnosis. After performing this action, the next step is to clear any existing Diagnostic Trouble Codes, DTCs, using the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS. Following this clearance, the technician should observe the fuel tank pressure, FTP sensor values using the HDS interface. The threshold for the FTP sensor values should range from -0.67 to 1.33 kilopascal. Successfully matching these values indicates that the system is functioning within its operational parameters, thus leading to the next troubleshooting step. The second step in troubleshooting DTC P2422 involves removing the emergency fuel funnel from the fuel filler neck. This action is important because it allows for accurate monitoring of vehicle pressure while performing further tests. After removal, another round of DTC clearance is conducted with the HDS before starting the engine and allowing it to idle. It is crucial to maintain the engine at 3,000 RPM while monitoring the EVAP Purge Control (PC) duty, which should ideally be at 20% or higher for at least 4 minutes. Lastly, the technician needs to check the onboard diagnostics (OBD) status for DTC P2422 within the HDS. If the HDS indicates that the test has failed, the next steps should be followed, while a pass indicates a possible intermittent failure, requiring further scrutiny of the data. For the third troubleshooting step, the technician should disconnect the EVAP canister vent hose from the EVAP canister itself. This disconnection is critical for assessing whether the vent line is compromised. Following this, the HDS must again be used to monitor the FTP sensor values. The values should still adhere to the previously established threshold of -0.67 to 1.33 kilopascals. If these values are confirmed, the technician must next check for any potential blockages within the vent hose or drain tube joint. Identifying any blockage in these areas can help determine the direction to take for necessary repairs. In this fourth step, the technician is tasked with removing the EVAP canister vent shut valve from the EVAP canister to assess its functional integrity. After the removal process, it's essential to connect the 2P electrical connector back to the vent shut valve to allow for testing. The next step involves operating the HDS to select the EVAP test from the inspection menu, followed by activating the EVAP CVS on in the single solenoid section. During this test, monitoring the vent shut valve's operation is critical. It should move freely without any signs of corrosion or mechanical failure. If the valve operates as intended, the troubleshooting can advance. However, if functionality issues are identified, the EVAP canister vent shut valve will need to be replaced. In this fifth step, the technician prepares to assess the integrity of the vent hose connected to the FTP sensor. This begins by disconnecting the vent hose from the sensor for isolated testing. Upon disconnection, it's necessary to again monitor the FTP sensor values using the HDS. Verification of these values should correspond with the acceptable threshold of -0.67 to 1.33 kilopascals. If the values meet the requirements, a further investigation into the vent hose for potential blockages is warranted. If blockages are suspected, they should be promptly addressed to restore proper airflow in the system. Resolving such obstructions plays a vital role in the full functionality of the EVAP system. The sixth troubleshooting step requires the technician to turn the vehicle off before removing the FTP sensor from the EVAP canister, while keeping its electrical connector attached. Once the sensor is removed, the ignition should again be turned to the on position for further diagnostics. At this stage, it's essential to utilize the HDS to check the FTP sensor values. The values should adhere to the previously mentioned acceptable threshold of -0.67 to 1.33 kilopascals. If the condition is within thresholds, then the issue may lie within the EVAP canister itself, necessitating a replacement to rectify internal blockages. Conversely, if the sensor values do not meet the required thresholds, the recommendation would be to replace the FTP sensor to ensure optimal system functionality. After all necessary repairs have been carried out concerning DTC P2422, it is crucial to perform a thorough final repair verification to ensure all issues have been resolved. Initially, the technician should conduct post-repair tests using the HDS. Continuous monitoring of system functionality will confirm that the EVAP system performs as intended, with no more malfunctions detected. Following these tests, if the system operates without errors, the technician will clear any remaining DTC entries, ensuring a clean slate for the vehicle's diagnostic system. Final repair verification secures peace of mind for both the technician and the vehicle owner, confirming that the problem has been addressed efficiently. To mitigate the risk of encountering DTC P2422 in the future, employing preventive maintenance strategies is vital. Regular checks of the entire EVAP system will ensure early detection of emerging issues. This includes evaluating the integrity of vent hoses, as well as the condition of the EVAP canister and associated sensors. Cleaning these vent hoses periodically can help prevent blockages that contribute to system failures. Additionally, proactively replacing aging components will enhance overall system reliability, maintaining a consistently efficient evaporative control system and minimizing repair instances in the long run. In summarizing the findings regarding DTC P2422, it is clear that a malfunctioning EVAP canister vent shut valve has a direct impact on the overall effectiveness of the vehicle's evaporative emission control system. Awareness and responsiveness to symptoms related to the DTC aid in preventing larger, more complicated issues. Regular system checks and maintenance significantly contribute to sustaining system performance and environmental compliance. A proactive approach ensures the longevity and functionality of the EVAP component and reinforces the importance of addressing issues as they arise. Priority on timely repairs not only promotes vehicle efficiency, but also plays a substantial role in achieving environmental stewardship. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.